Hello, everyone. My name is Nadia Bragina, and I coordinate Russian language studies at Queen Mary University of London. And I have two student ambassadors with me today who are going to introduce themselves now.
Hello, I'm Alfie. I study German and Spanish here at Queen Mary, and I'm in second year.
Hi everyone, I'm Afonso. I'm in my second year as well, doing film studies and Hispanic studies.
Today we are going to have a short taster session in Russian, where we're going to look at the very basic of the language, and even though it might look challenging and different, by the end of today's session, hopefully you'll be able to say something and even read in Russian. Okay, so let's start. Привет! Привет! Yeah, I know that you cannot, I cannot hear you, but I would ask you to repeat after me when I say some words, so we practice this way together. Okay? Итак, привет, привет. Меня зовут Надя. Меня зовут Надя. Привет, меня зовут Надя. How do you think what these characters might be saying? So let's have a look at that. So, привет, меня зовут Гомер Simpson. Гомер Simpson, да, yeah. It's quite funny because the Russian sound, the English sound H will be rendered as G. So this is Гомер. Привет, меня зовут Маша. Have you seen Masha before? Are you familiar with these cartoons? Yeah, so she's a famous Russian character. Привет, меня зовут Маша. And another character, but living not so far away from us now. Привет, меня зовут. So how would you say Harry? Да, Гарри, Гарри, Гарри Поттер. Привет, меня зовут Гарри Поттер. And lots of rolled R's, which are easy to pronounce if you are from Scotland, for example. Or if you speak Spanish, that would be a very similar rolled R sound. Привет, меня зовут Шрек. Шрек. Привет, меня зовут Шрек. And finally, we have this lovely lady. I don't know if you watched the TV series. Это Daenerys. So what is she saying? Привет, меня зовут Daenerys. So now I would give you a second to answer the question, which unfortunately I wouldn't hear the answer, but can you tell me what is your name? Как тебя зовут? Как тебя зовут? Привет, меня зовут, and your name. Well done. So hopefully you'll be able to say hello. And we also would need two words now to participate in our next activity to find out a little bit more about Russian, which would be two words. The first one is yes, and it's not me who's going to teach you the word, but a very famous singer. So the word is okay. So the word is da. Da. So if you want to agree with something, you would say da, da. And if you disagree, you would say нет, нет, нет. So one more time. Да, нет, or нет, да. So why do we need those? I'm going to show you some facts about Russian language, Russian culture, and your task would be to think whether it's да or нет. So if you think it's da, I would ask you to pronounce the word loudly on your side over there. And then also you can use the thumb up so I can see that you agree with that, like the icon. Yeah. If нет, then don't do anything. I will know that the answer is no. So Russian language is the most widely spoken language of Eurasia. Eurasia is combination of Europe, Asia, yeah? And about 250 million people speak Russian. So, what would you think? Это да or нет? Да, нет. So, if it's да, please react. Okay, you're on camera, you show да. Right. And you are absolutely right. Da. So Russian is very useful because it was spoken by a huge country. So you probably or hopefully have heard about the USSR, which after collapse became number of different countries, but Russian is still spoken in most of them to some extent. And there are really big Russian-speaking groups in Europe also. So quite a useful language to learn. The language itself belongs to the Germanic group of languages, the same as English as German. So the same group as English and German. So what do you think? Нет. Yeah, I can see. Нет. Нет. Right, you are, of course, нет, and you have sort of hints on the screen already when you see the two words we have learned today, да, нет. So what group does it belong to? It belongs to Slavic group of languages, and the closest relatives of Russian would be Belarusian and Ukrainian. Other relatives would be Polish, Bulgarian, Macedonian, and several other languages. Next statement. There are numerous dialects of the Russian language, and this means that people who live in one part of Russia, which is a very big country, by the way, can have problems in understanding other people living in other parts of the country. So what would you think about this one? So very large country and lots of dialects. People can hardly understand each other. So yeah, it would be logical to think that это да, but нет, нет. And it's a very good thing about Russian. So as soon as you learn it, you'll be able to communicate with everyone. So you wouldn't have such issues as you might have if you are a foreign student in England when you cannot understand the person from another town or street even. So how did that happen? It's difficult to give one answer to the question, but I usually say that it may be explained by the fact that the country is so large and there are different nationalities living there, so all of them would have their own languages. And Russian was the official language which was taught at schools at some level, was shown on TV, on radio as main language, and that meant that everyone learned it more or less the same way, but kept their own other own languages. So when I meet someone from a different part of the country, or frankly speaking, from a different country nowadays, because I would speak about USSR as well, I very often cannot understand where they're from. So they all sound more or less the same. So very good thing. One language, and you understand everyone who speaks it. when you meet a person, so the first thing you find out is usually the name of that person. So my statement is that every full Russian name consists of three parts: a surname, first name, and a name which is derived from the name of the person's father. So you meet someone and you straight away know what the father's name, the name of the father of this person. So what do you think about this one? Yeah? Okay, so the thumbs up, and you're absolutely right. Yeah, too many details to be not true. Yeah, so меня зовут. Do you still remember that phrase? Меня зовут Надежда Валентиновна Брагина. So can you guess what my dad's name? Надежда Валентиновна Брагина. And if you think that my dad is Valentin or something about that, you are right, yes. So you would use full names, name and patronymic, Nadezhda Valentinovna, when you speak to people who are older, when you speak to someone you respect, when you speak to people, funny enough, you don't know well. So all your teachers, doctors, colleagues, would be addressed by name and patronymic. So lots of names to remember. Uh, and teachers will never be addressed by surnames as it's done here. Okay. Next one about first meetings. So Russian people have a tradition of kissing new acquaintances straight after they have introduced themselves. So what do you think? Да? Нет? Да? Нет? So you meet a Russian person meets a new person they don't know, and after that they kiss each other. Difficult one? So you think it's true, but so if you think about Russian culture, it's very often perceived as something, well, probably a little bit more distant or cold. You might have heard about Russian people not smiling a lot, not because they're rude or don't want to smile or not happy to see you, but because this is the part of the etiquette. Smile is connected to real happiness. So people smile when they're happy. People don't kiss people they don't know. So it's something more Spanish or French. So what do we do? Just shake hands. Yeah. But of course, if you do know a person, you would you're welcome to kiss the person, and then it would be 3 times, not 2. So chick, 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 3 times. So next statement. Stereotypes. Stereotypical statement. It's very easy to recognize a Russian person because they would have fair hair, round face, light eyes, blue or gray eyes. So okay, different views. The correct answer is нет. So I was trying to hint, saying that it is stereotypical picture of a Russian person. So why not? Because the country is very big and there are more than 100 different nationalities living there, and they look absolutely differently. So you can see very Asian looking Russian people, or someone indeed as in this description. So no. The statement, which sounds nice to all of us today on this hot day. So it is cold in Russia all year round. What do you think? Well done. Нет, конечно. Of course, no. So this is another stereotype about Russian weather. It can be very cold in winter. It is very cold. Somewhere in Siberia, it can be plus or minus 50. And actually, I'm showing you a little bit of a map now. So this dot, this is a place called Oymyakon, which is the coldest place where officially people live. So it's a tiny village, and in winter it can be -60 there. But in central Russia, it's quite, well, I wouldn't say mild, but -10 is normal temperature in winter, but this summer is very hot. It can be the same temperature as we experience today, +30, 35. So generally the climate would be very strongly pronounced between different seasons. So you would have hot summer, cold winter, rainy autumn, and spring somewhere also as a mixture of um, summer and autumn/winter. But winter is the longest season when you look at it as it feels. Okay, next statement. Back to the language. So the Russian language, like English, has a Latin alphabet. Latin alphabet. Yeah, and attentive audience can see the answer on the screen. Of course, so what's that da if it's Latin? Why it's нет, not het if it's Latin? So Russian has a Cyrillic alphabet, which is created on the basis of Greek alphabet. So if you like maths, for example, you would be familiar with some of the characters already. So what we're going to do now, we are going to get to know some parts of the Russian alphabet. We wouldn't have time for the whole alphabet, but a couple of groups which are easier, and we're going to learn, and then we'll use that for reading. So reading. Good thing about the Russian alphabet is that as soon as you know it, you'll be able to read straight away. There are no complicated reading rules. So Russian is very phonetic, so you usually write what you hear, you read what you see. So another good thing. And we'll look at the alphabet in different groups. The first one is the easiest because you already know these letters. You need to do absolutely nothing in order to learn them. They are the same. So I'm going to show you the letters, then I'll give you a second to think how you'll pronounce it, and then I will pronounce it and would ask you to repeat it after me. So we're going to have large letters on the screen right now. So this is ah, ah, ah. Yeah, nothing unexpected. Or, or. What can this be? And at this stage, you can notice that the letters are in different colors for us. So why are or are, well, they were supposed to be red, but they are purple, and k is black. So what's so special about a or? A, o, they are vowels. Yeah, so this would be the difference when you look at the alphabet now, so you can easily differentiate vowels and consonants. So next one you already know is m, mama. Yeah, this one you probably have a question why I have it here, because it doesn't really look like a letter, looks like a number, so that's 3. This is the letter sound z, 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 like 0, z. I have it here because if you imagine Z written old-fashioned, it might look a little bit the same way if you ever did Z handwritten. But let's keep it here, so Z. This is letter S, and in Russian it always will be S. It doesn't matter what goes after that. This is the only way to render the sound S. S, S. S, S. Okay. And straight away some reading. As I said, you know the letters. The only thing we need to apply our Russian pronunciation to it. Let's read the words after me, and in some cases I would tell you what they mean. In some cases you can guess what the words are. So, там, там, сам, сам, так, так, мама, мама. And here you can see a stress sign, so you might have a question why there is this sign on top of the first R. So it is a stress sign, and in Russian, unfortunately, there are no rules of stress, and you need to learn where the stress is with the word. But when you learn a new word, it's easy. Yeah, so you learn the word, you remember where the stress is. So for learners, in all the textbooks for students who study to learn Russian, they put the stress sign. If you open a book which was printed for native speakers or a newspaper, there would be none. Yeah, so this is done usually for educational purposes only. Okay, so and mama, of course, is mom, mother. So let's continue. This is our z sound. За, за, зам, зам, мак, мак, такт, такт, кот, кот. Can you guess what кот is? You can think about, oh, it is a cat, кот. In general, I would say that Russian vowels tend to be more relaxed and more open than English if you compare them. So, кот. Кто? Кто? Useful word, not international, but useful. Кто means who? Кто? Most. Most. Sock. Sock. And this is a false friend. So looking at sock, you can think you know it, but actually sock means juice. So no socks here. Sock. Tom. Tom. Tom can be a name if we have a capital letter. Not in this case, but tot. Tot. And toast. Toast. So toast is something Russian people love doing. So it can be toast as a bread. It can be toast when you drink to something. So Russian people love giving very long toasts and very famous for speeches at tables. Toast. Okay, so the first group is done. You know the letters, you can read using them. So we're going to look at the second group, which is a little bit more interesting, well, because it is confusing. They are the letters where you look and you think, oh, I know you, but you don't. So the sound is different. So here we will have letters. I'm going to show them and explain. So the letters would be V, V, like V in victory, V, V, вино, wine, V. Yeah, yeah. So as if you're agreeing to something. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. And yeah is a vowel, yeah. This is my letter and because my name starts with it. And also we already know one word starting with this letter. So the letter is N, N, N. And the word we know is нет. And my name is Nadia, N, N. This is one of the most Russian letters, and to pronounce it, you need to pretend you are a lion or a tiger. So this is our r rolled sound. R, 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 r. If you cannot pronounce it, please don't be too disappointed. It's quite a common thing even for Russian-speaking people. So common in case that there is even a special word for problem when people cannot pronounce r. So most Russian kids would work with speech therapists in early years to be able to make that rolled r sound. This is sound a little bit probably stronger than H sound, so somewhere close to Loch Ness, yeah, Loch. Another vowel. This is oo, ooh, 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 like ooh in boot, but probably a little bit longer. Ooh. And Russian vowels do not have this differentiation on length. So it doesn't matter whether you make it short or long, it still would be the same vowel. And this is the reason why Russian people would struggle with English, and because in English you would differentiate how, like the length of the vowel. Okay, so I'll return to these letters one more time so you can repeat them after me, and after that we'll do some practice. So that was V, V, yeah, yeah, N, N, R, R, U, U. So now I would ask you to open the link which you have in chat. So I posted a link earlier on, and that will take you to World Wall game. I'm not opening it on my screen so far because I want, oh, actually, I will as well, but I would ask you to open yours because I'm going slowly read the alphabet, and your task is to find the letter which I pronounce at the moment and put it to the spot where it should be. Yeah. So here we have combination of letters we looked at. So we have letters which look the same as in English and pronounce the same, and letters which look differently, which look, sorry, the same but pronounce differently. Готовы? Ready? Да? Okay, so let's start. Okay. A. A. B. It's there. The next one is a gap. V. V. В. Вино. В. Г. Д. And we have a gap. Yeah. As if we agree to something. Do you remember what it looks like? Yeah. Yeah. Here it is. Yeah. Yo. So we have the first line done. So I'll read the first line one more time. A. B. V. G. D. Ye. Yo. And we're moving to the second one. So we don't know these letters yet. Just trust me, I'm giving you the correct names. So Z, Z. So the letter we're looking for is Z. Z, like Z, Z. I, Y. So this is the gap. So can you please find the letter K? This one is easy. L, M. And again, the question to you to find m. Where is our m? I cannot see it. Oh, I can. So I'm reading the second line now. J, z, I, y, k, l, m. So we're moving to the third line, which is practically all of it empty. N, n for нет, Nadia. Do you remember what it looks like? N. Yeah, it's this green one. N. O. O. Easy. P. It's already there. You don't need to do anything about it. Now we have the Russian R. 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 Where is that one? R. R. Good. S. S. The only way to say S, similar to English in some situation. T. T. Red letter T. And U. 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 So what do I have left? This is our U. Okay, so let's read this line. So N, O, P, R, S, T, U. And we have just one gap left. F. And after that, do you remember the name of the letter which is not attached anywhere yet? So I can see it. Can you try to remember? That was yeah. So F, H, C, Ch, Sh, Sh, U, E, U, yeah. And we have two lovely letters which don't have any sound. So I skipped them because they are signs. They are not sounds, they're signs, and they are used to one of them to make pauses or preceding consonant hard or preceding consonant soft. So we practiced a little bit with this. So can you please return to me? And we are looking at the last group before we do some reading finally. The last group is the most interesting because here you'll see all those unknown beetle-like characters which do not exist in English. So letters look differently, but they would have familiar sounds. So that's good. And actually, I have forgotten to tell you why we have two columns. So when you look at the slide, you can see that the first column we have printed letters, in the second column we have handwritten letters, and sometimes they are quite different. So for example, if you look at the letter D, you can see that handwritten one, the capital letter would look very similar to D. The lowercase will look similar to G, so there might be some confusions there, but we're not looking at the handwritten script so far. So let's have a look at those letters. We already know this letter without two dots on top, and that was our year. So here we have two dots, and it becomes yo, 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 yo. A good thing about this letter is if you see it in a word, it's always stressed. I told you that there are no rules of stress, but if there is your, you will have no doubts the stress falls on this letter. So it's a stressed letter. This is letter E, 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 and a word at the same time. The word means and. So if I say профессор и студент, professor and a student, мама и папа, mom and dad, доктор и пациент, doctor and a patient. So E. This is letter L, L for love, L, Can you repeat after me? L. If you like maths, you would recognize this one, but in handwritten form. So this is, does it remind you pi in any way? Yeah. So this is letter P, 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 P. Papa, dad, we'll start with it. P. Paris, Paris. This is F, 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 flag. Sound F, flag. The last letter of the alphabet, which might look like reversed R to you. The last letter, but one of the most important. So the letter is Ya, Ya, but Ya is a word as well, meaning I. Ya. And in Russian, there is no verb to be in present tense, so you can make sentences just knowing this and then who you are. For example, я студент, that's I'm a student. Я Nadia, I'm Nadia. Я профессор, I'm a professor. Я доктор. This is a perfect sentence. Я. That was the second letter in our alphabet. B. B. For balalaika as a musical instrument. Do you know Russian musical instrument balalaika? B. G. G as sound J in good. G. G. And we already know a word with this letter. Can you remember the word? The word was da, da, and the letter is d. D. This one is a vowel. You can see from the color. The sound is you, you, you as a word you. Yeah. And students taught me that they easily remember it as a combination of I, O, U, I, O, U, you, you. So you. The most thinking letter in Russian when you don't know what to say, you would say eh, eh. So this is sound eh. Okay, so let's read the letters one more time, and after that we'll move to our Kahoot. So that was, I'm reading the letter, you read after me. Your, E, E, L, L, P, P, F, flock, F, Ya, Ya, the word I, Ya, B, B, G, G, D, D, Da, I, O, U, 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 thinking, and I would ask you to take your phones, so hopefully we'll be able to do it. So we would have QR code in a minute, which you can scan. Or you can enter the number if you have Kahoot on your phone. So please don't use your real names for security reasons. So we're not allowed to. So, oh, I mean, you can write a short form of a name. Nickname. So okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Great. So let's another several seconds to allow people to join. Good. So we are starting then. Okay, so let's read in Russian. So you're going to see words. I'm not pronouncing them. Your task is to find the picture with its meaning. So this is your first word. So can you please? Well done. Right, of course. So the word was, so our letters were K, O, T, кот. And это кот. Great. Well done, everyone. So next question. What's that? Hmm. Great. So that's doctor. So let's read it together. Doctor. So we had D, O, K, O, R. Doctor. Doctor, I told you, as soon as you know the letters, you can read. And there are quite a lot of international words. So Oli is leading. Well done. Next word, what this can be. Great. So we have ваза. В-А-З-А. Ваза. Ваза. Да, это ваза. Не роза, не лампа, не чай. Ваза. What do we have here? Что это? What's that? I have really good students over there. So да, это зебра. Зебра. З. Е. Б. Р. А. Зебра. Зебра. Не кот, не тигр, не гном. Зебра. But we have some changes on the board. Next question. Номер 5. Что это? This one might be tricky. Yes, yeah. So это кафе, это кофе. Кофе, это кафе. But as I said, this mistake was quite anticipated. The words are very similar. Но это не кофе, это не тост, это не торт, это кафе. But well done for recognizing F, letter F. Okay, what do we have here? Who's going to be the first one? Well done. Т-О-Р. Торт. Торт. Не танк, не тигр, не турист. Торт. Номер 7, number 7. What's that? A longer word. Okay, so we have some uncertainty here. The word is T-U-R-I-S. Tourist. Tourist. And in the pictures we have tourist, student. Well, actually, I see where you're coming from. Of course, tourists would also go to museums quite a lot. Yeah, but here I thought about гид и спортсмен. But Let's think that that was a good attempt for everyone. Номер 8. 8. What's that? Now 3 letters unknown. One familiar. So might be slightly a little bit more difficult. Okay, so what do we have here? As I said, 3 letters are not familiar. So we have L, L, I, Li, F, leaf. And as soon as you pronounce them, you can guess what it is. Lift. Это лифт. Это не лампа, не парк, не порт, не море. Это lift. So who is leading? Okay. Номер 9, number 9. So what do we have here? So, well done. P-A-R-K. Парк. Парк. Да, парк. Не пальма, though you can see palm trees in the park. Не кафе, не порт. Okay. 3 questions left. What's that? Well done. L, A, M, A, lampa. So here there would be 2 letters which might be not as familiar, but familiar already. Лампа. Это лампа, не лифт, не ваза, не роза, не торт. Что это? What's that? Это банан. Банан. Б-А-Н-А-Н. Банан. Банан. Не лимон. Не роза. Не торт. Банан. And well done to those who got to. Ooh. And we have the last question. So who's going to be the longest word? Who will be the first to get it? Oh, just look at this. So we have different answers. So what's the word? So let's look at the letters first. So we have b, I, b, z, biz, n, business, business, m, ye, n, businessman, businessman. So now let's look at the pictures. What do we have here? Банк. Это не банк. Пенсионер. Нет. Спортсмен. Нет. Businessman. Да. And only one person got it correctly. So let's see who is on the podium. So Nina, номер 3. Hello, номер 2. И C, номер 1. Well done, молодцы. And the last word which I wanted to tell you is the word пока. Пока. P-O-K-A. Пока meaning bye. I hope you enjoyed the session, and that was just a short taster. To be absolutely honest, we didn't look at the most exciting group of letters, which look differently and sound differently, but to get to know them, you would be very welcome in Russian classes. So thank you once again for attending today, and I wish you a very nice evening.